So welcome back to Finnegan's Farm and welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's video we have a different shade of green in today in the form of a Fendt 728. So Brian from Farmworks come down, land in the yard with it, and Dad and himself go through the new tractor. So myself and Dad also took a trip down to Monal Steam Run where there's a run next week, and Dad and the lads down there talk through that as well.
Today we're in the picturesque village of Monal, yes, and we're down here. Yeah, a little event going to take place next week. Monal is more probably famous for the Steam Festival that takes place every year, and we're actually in here. A little hidden gem in Monal is actually the museum, and we're joined by Mark and Tommy and Cormac, who are having a bit of an event on next week. So I'm going to ask Mark here to tell us all about this steam run that's taking place and why is it taking place.
Well, the steam run is taking place from the 4th to the 6th of July, starting in at Buy and Trim on the Thursday, into Navan on the Friday, and then back to Monal on the Saturday, for the Saturday evening, where we'll be having music here by Gavin Gribben, Paul Kelly and the Sons of Bees. The whole run is in aid of Féileacáin and Breast Cancer Ireland, which is a very good cause in my mind anyway. I know it hits it goes into a lot of houses, whether they like it or not. It's a problem that's out there, so just trying to raise a bit of money to try and help the job along. Yeah,
well, in fairness now, I mean, the committee has begun on, as we said, that I think it's 50 years next year the actual festival has been taking place.
That's right.
So it's a huge achievement, and fair play to the lads here for getting it going, and hope to have a big crowd next week, yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. There is 20 full-scale engines doing it and 5 or 6 smaller engines. Look, it's all getting a bit revved up now. It's all starting to come into place, and look, the weather is all we really want now.
Yeah, well, sure, please God, that'll take care of itself, won't it?
Hopefully.
So the speed of these are not very quick on the road,
they wouldn't be very fast now, no. They'd be very slow-moving vehicles. They wouldn't be designed for speed, they'd be designed for work. I suppose the maximum speed would be a road locomotive maybe at 18 miles an hour. But you look at they'll tip along, and one thing is they won't really break down, they'll keep going.
So Tommy Sheridan here beside us. Now Tommy, you have great memories going back into the thrashing. Your father was the first chairperson, I believe.
That's right, almost 50 years ago, 50 years next year.
Next year.
And so when we were young, we grew up around the thrashing.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of fell away from it or that, but I got involved here on this subcommittee for charity because it's been
such worthy causes.
And
can you tell us a bit about Fred here? I think is Fred the name, or is it?
Fred, he is Fred, and the thrashing bought him.
Yeah.
Down this one, and they do crush stones with it and that.
Right, okay.
At the thrashing here.
Very good, very good. Now I have to say it's a fantastic facility here at the museum itself, isn't it?
It is,
I mean, you look around here,
it's great to the public.
It's great to have it, and you have a good committee involved in that as well.
There is, yeah, no, they're a great committee, and they put a lot of work and effort.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just a one-day-a-year thing, it's 12 months of the year that it takes to
keep it going.
Keep it going.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, we'll hopefully next week now you'll have a big crowd again.
Oh, hopefully, yeah.
Well, I mean, the video there is just to make people aware of what's happening. Again, any charity, as we say, that it's always a great worthy cause.
They have a GoFundMe page now that anybody can donate to.
Right.
I think we might give Carl the link in.
Yeah, we can put it in below anyway, and they can go onto that and donate then wherever.
Whatever, yeah.
Okay. So Cormac, as part of the committee then, can you just give us a little bit of background into the actual why this event is happening next week?
So the event would have come about because there was families both on the steam thrashing side, and from the other group the partnership with is the Celtic Steamers.
Okay.
They would have suggested that Féileacáin be brought on board. So we were happy enough to bring in the two worthy charities. So we would have had a history of Celtic Steamers throughout the years with Monal Steam Run. They thankfully came on board with us, a lot of support, sponsorship, and a lot of organisation on their end to help us with this. So the two charities were selected. Breast Cancer Ireland, in fairness, everyone would know about them. Féileacáin would be a much smaller charity. They would be for prenatal deaths and stillborns.
Yeah.
And so we were happy to support them. Like, in fairness, any money to these charities is worthwhile to them. Féileacáin, in fairness, they wouldn't probably have a whole lot of publicity, so we're more than happy to try and give them a dig out with this.
So apart from the GoFund page, there also is an opportunity to donate and get a bit of advertisement on one of these steam engines.
Yeah, so I'd have to say the vast amount of money we've collected so far, thankfully, is due to companies sponsoring an engine. So we would have originally put out 3 options for companies depending on what they were comfortable with sponsoring. There was opportunities for full scale, like the one there behind you, and then we have miniatures in different various sizes. We still have engines available to sponsor. If anyone is willing to do so, they can contact us and we're more than happy to talk to them and see about if we can come to an arrangement. As you know, all sponsorship and all funds like that are being donated to 2 charities.
Okay, great stuff. Well, look, 100 years ago, this is all happening. 100 years on now, we're probably into the more modern twist of the modern tractors. But still, when you look back behind us here, you can't forget the history that has developed here over the years. What they've done down in Monalty is a credit to all the committee, and we wish them the very best next week and hope you get a good turnout.
Appreciate it. Thanks very much.
So now 100 years on, we're going to head over back to the yard and we're going to look at brand new Fendt. So we got a little surprise come into the yard here this morning, Monday morning. First thing, look round, here we have a Fendt 728 Vario, and we've Brian from Farmworks who just gave me a quick call to say he was on his way, he was passing by, would we have take a quick look at it? So we said, definitely.
Spend a few minutes, go through it.
Yeah. So really what we're going to do, I don't know too much about a Fendt. We never really had them here on the farm, apart from 1 or 2 demos. This is the latest 728 model that has been released, and it's not that long in the country, is it, Brian?
No, well, this is our demo machine. It's only came in a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So a 728 Gen 7 series of 700 range, latest generation, kind of a whole new concept of how the tractors are done compared to what we've done.
Yeah.
So we have a new engine setup, new transmission setup, completely different to the outgoing 7 or the current 700.
Yeah.
It's kind of replacing the 800 series that was there, the 828. It's slotting into that range. 728 being the biggest in the range. So we've new 7.5 litre Sisu engine. We've gone away from the Dites engine. But that's got Fendt ID, is what we call it, low engine speed. So when you're rotovating any other tractor, you'd be like 2200 revs for power hour rotovating or whatever. This tractor would be a 1650. Okay. So she's max power 1650, max torque. If you went in 1000 eco, she'd be only running at she'd be at 1400 revs for the PTO. So it's all low engine speed, high torque. It's kind of it's copying the 900 series and the 1000 series. So 1000 series was launched back in 16. That's the same technology. So we're bringing this technology down through all the ranges.
Do you have 280 horsepower all the time? Is that something?
It's 280 horsepower, and then we've got what we call dynamic power, which is kind of a boost. Fendt never really had a boost. It's always the what I said in the tin kind of job. So what dynamic power is, it's not a power boost as we know it. It's when you've your main ancillaries that draw power that aren't productive, we call it. So you know, air conditioning, air compressor, your cooling fan, and your electrics. That all takes power. So when you're going up the field rotovating and you turn on your aircon, that's taking 3 or 4 horsepower out of any tractor. So on this tractor, let's say if you this against an 828, you turn on your aircon in this tractor, you still have 280 horsepower in the back. You turn on your work lights, you still have 280 at the back. You turn on, if the cooling fan kicks in or the air compressor, you're still getting your 280 horsepower to turn the power hour rotavator or mowers or pull the plough or whatever. So this is where our dynamic power is coming from.
Change, and as you say, it does take a lot of extra horses to turn all them things on.
Oh, it does, yeah. You're about 25 horsepower when all them things are on,
Yeah, there's quite a bit. We'll just run through it then. She comes here on, what is she on there? She's on 670s.
Yeah, 710s in the back, 600s in the front.
Linkage, front PTO.
Front linkage, front PTO, yeah. Double active front linkage. Isobus socket at the front. Front tanks, whether it's with spray or one pass, whatever, it's becoming more prevalent now with the Isobus on them. So factory fit options. We've external controls obviously for linkage and a spool valve in the front.
Styling is a bit completely different on it, is it? Well,
yeah, we're just kind of it's the 900 series coming down. It's just a new styling. We've got like daytime driving lights here. We've a factory fit camera on the front there as well under the badge.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, handy job for hitching into stuff.
Yeah,
we've the wrap around front window. Again, that's from the current 700 series as well. Ideal cab for loader work. Yeah. So we can do a factory fit front loader on these now as well. We have a new range of loaders. We couldn't get a factory fit front loader on an 828, but now we can offer on this horsepower now So Fendt produced their own loader. It's not a copy of anything, it's not a badge of a different loader, it's their own loader.
Right.
So wrap around window, you're sitting in the cab, you're looking, loader's full height, you can still see the loader without having to duck the head or anything like that, you know. She's a 66 kilometre an hour transmission. So with the 66 K tractor, you get what we call Fendt stability control in the front suspension. So if you look at our front suspension rams, they're out at a bit of an angle.
Yep.
So when you're cornering hard, she'll pressurise the outside ram in the corner to try and keep the tractor level, bit of stability. So we've always had this on the 65K tractors. And you do notice it is a big difference when you're cornering hard and you feel the tractor doesn't lean as much as it would on another tractor. It's a good safety feature, kind of have to have it at that speed as well.
Yeah, well 65K now on any tractor is a fair.
Oh, it's a fair speed, like you pick and choose your roads now as well.
Yeah,
you pick and choose your drivers.
Uh-huh.
You pick and choose your drivers too. You wouldn't put it John stylish with a young lad. Like.
No, what'd be just the ideal thing? He'd be across
definitely
the hedge. We seem to have a different belt line on the lights here.
Yes, we've got foot wraparound lights on it. Again, this is the extra work light here, something evolved in the 900s, it's now on the Gen 7 700. Electric telescopic mirrors that come with the marker light fitted in it.
Yeah.
These are handy for us when lads want to fit the 3 or 4 lights in it.
Yeah.
We've the power there already.
Yeah.
These are very handy. We've also got on the work lights up on top there, we've also high and low road lights as well, high and low beam. So that's your road lights down here obviously.
Yeah.
You put a front mower or a front tank on, they're irrelevant. So the bottom lights up there, they're road legal lights with high and low beam. So if you've got a front tank, front mower on, a front press on, you can use them up there, perfectly road legal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Just switching the cab switches them from top to bottom.
One thing I did know was about there, you said she was GPS fitted into the roof.
Yeah, so our GPS receiver.
We can't see any receiver up there.
No, on the Fendt tractors have been since the first 700s S4s came out, or SCRs. Sunroof, or the GPS receiver is built into the sunroof side of it.
Yeah.
So it's protection from theft, which is a big problem at the minute. And if you hit low-lying trees, things like that, we're all going down narrow lanes into gaps or whatever, they can't get belted or anything either.
Yeah, well you probably will see more of the tractor manufacturers kind of doing something
imagine
like
so.
this. It's going to come down the lines. But
it's always the case, Fendt leading the way and everyone copying us.
Oh, sorry.
That's it.
That's a good plug here, and I tell you.
Hydraulic tank. So all your auxiliaries, so there'll be spool valves, linkage and that. We run a separate oil to our back end. So your back end oil in these tractors is transmission only. That's all it does. Oil never comes out or goes into it. This tank here is your hydraulic oil tank. So you tipping a trailer, working the stoners or the sprayers, all the oil comes out of there.
So it's like an extra tank, is it?
Yeah, it's just a separate tank.
Yeah.
The reason it's been done like that is cross-contamination of oils in the back ends. Let's say you get a end of a trailer off a neighbour, he's got a standard setup tractor, brakes are failing his tractor, your filings running around with that oil is now in the pipeline and in the ram of that trailer. You hit your tractor in, you're getting all that contamination into your tractor.
Okay.
And that's going into your transmission, the most sensitive part of any tractor transmission, and final drives and whatever. So on the Fendt, it's only going into your hydraulic tank. You're keeping everything as
separate.
It's separate, like, yeah. And then our final drives and the back axles are separate as well. So your brakes are running a separate oil as well.
Okay. Good idea.
It's a great idea, yeah.
Yeah,
it's a great idea. Toolbox, another toolbox and battery in here. It's all simple, easy access, you know.
To your batteries, yeah. Wheel weights then is probably an option.
Yeah, wheel weights, depending on the work you're doing, a lot of lads tend to go for the wheel weights, extra ballast in the back. See, with the Fendt tractors, we start off with a light tractor. We've always been a lighter tractor on horsepower. If you look at weights compared to other brands, we've always high horsepower, low weight. It's easy to throw weight on. Wheel weight's dead simple. You've 3 bolts there, forklift, whip them out. You can go 300 or 600, and the bigger tractors, we can do a ton wheel weight on each side. Big weight in the front, whatever you want. So you can take it all down if you're going sowing, but if you're going ploughing or subsoil, you want the weight for the traction.
Yeah.
You can throw the weight onto it, away you go.
Yeah, simple enough with them on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, back end. Most noticeable thing, and lads will always comment on, is how tidy the back end is. And the biggest thing is there's no lift rods for the hitch.
There's nothing here.
There's nothing there. You've no lift rods to lift up for your pickup hitch. So our pickup hitch is a Bill Bennett hitch, has been for donkey's years. There's a hydraulic ram and that pushes the hitch out and down in all one motion.
Okay.
So that's why we keep the back end clean. With no lift rods, there's nothing impeding your spool valves down the side, and it's visibly cleaner looking back end, tidier looking back end.
And then you adjusted the rail on it here then for a centre hitch.
Yeah, so you have to come standard with the rails, Euro hitch.
Yeah.
A lot of lads run them for sprayers now. So a few lads with balers and silage wagons run it too, mainly the sprayers. We have a couple of customers actually run the Euro hitch for the sprayer and they drop off the pickup hitch.
Oh, I keep the height.
The pickup hitch is very easy to drop off. So leaves it simpler to get the height there. Especially doing your last run of the sprayer.
Yeah. So then she's eyes of us, she's all the spool valves, you only mounted them there, probably 4 or 5 of them. The mid mounts probably are never done.
Yeah, you can get the mid mounts as well, yeah. It's all done separately. Even stabilisers are simple, like there's just a handle there to trip the. That's your stabilisers locked, that's your stabilisers open. Like it's simple. Even switching your machinery width, so all machines have a Cat 2 or a Cat 3 width for the linkage. Pop that pin out in there, that's all it is. So that's Cat 2 there, and that's Cat 3.
Cat 3, yeah.
So you pop that pin out. So you come in with the plough, you drop the plough off, need to hitch into the tether. Most grass on equipment will be Cat 2. You just pull them pins, they pop them in there. Any other tractor you're in here, you're twisting and turning.
I know.
That's an exact set. It's dead easy.
And they don't give an option of hydraulic tyre.
You get hydraulic stabilisers as well,
Yeah.
Then again, in the cab, then you can set between Cat 2 and Cat 3, and then floating and locked, and then even you can put a little bit of pressure on it if you want a semi-rigid as well.
Right.
It's not really an option we see too many people going for. This is a great system. It's around as long as I can remember on Fendt tractors, and it does the job.
Simple.
Yeah, it's simple. Simple, but works,
Yeah, effective, yeah. Okay, well then we'll probably, standard enough here on your mud, your switches there.
Yeah, your spool valve and
you have your
PTO, and you can switch in the cab then what spool valve you want out in the back.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you hydraulic top link, it's on the top link, but you can put whatever spool valve you want then on the back. And,
right, we're about to get into the cockpit here and see what's going on in here. First thing that strikes me, Brian, here is the view I have from the cab, especially looking this way. It's you might as well be outside.
Yeah, it's great visibility out of them. First comment most lads make getting into the cab. It's the view out here and even down around the side of the bonnet and everything. It's very open. Great view. Front more, the front press on it, and it's great visibility down there.
I think even the fact that you have the coming.
It's a nice on a nice day. It's a nice place to sit. Like you're as you said there, you're outside.
You're outside.
Like it is. And then for lads that don't like it, you've the full width blind. If the sun is cutting the eyes out of you, and it is a proper black blind, and it comes down, and it is. It's not a perforated blind or doing a little bit of the windscreen. It's the full lot of the windscreen, you know.
Right, okay. Much features different now from in the cab, or are they all?
Yeah, so the whole armrest is the Fendt 1 operating concept or operator station. It's been around since 2020. If you can drive the old Fendt, you can drive the new Fendt. It's the same but different. But it's lads that had the older models now, they're well impressed with this now. They're even forward.
Yeah. We're not locking on here, which probably it has to be, doesn't it?
Oh, it does, yeah.
Some of the buttons on
it's like it's a lot going on, but it's simple. Like you have two spool valves on your main drive joystick. Going M buttons. We've always had that on the Fendt multifunction joystick since the 90s. That's been around. So that's your headlamp management, or you can put your linkage on it. You can put whatever you want. And then the new armrest now. What we can do. Isobus is becoming a huge thing on machines and how you set it up in the cab. The joystick is probably focused more on the Isobus side of it as well. That all these buttons on here and this joystick here, you can program it to be whatever you want to be. So if you plug in an Isobus sprayer, so you have 2 trail sprayers there, everything is assignable to the sprayer. So you've got these rocker switches, you've got the blank white buttons which can be assigned to tractor functions, sprayer functions as well. Then you've got this crossgate lever, call that the 3L joystick. We can put up to 27 functions on that to work a Isobus implement, because you have the main joystick, you have the little joystick on top, and then you have the button on the side. So if we have a few lads using it on sprayers now, and they have everything into one hand.
Yeah.
And then you have a little rocker switch in the back of that joystick, so you flick it up, it changes the functions to another set of functions, and you hit it down, then you have another set of functions.
Yeah,
so in all you've got 27 functions in that one hand.
You could lift your sprayer, you could do everything here and such.
Lads, like boom up and down, boom tilt, steer and axle, pump on and off sections on it, manual sections, everything.
Okay. Then we just have your scroller here, obviously, for your screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Screen is standard enough.
Yeah. So before we would have offered a large screen and a small screen, depending on spec of the tractor. Now it's all the one size screen.
Right.
Some of the smaller ones now you can opt for without that screen, and it all works through the dash. The dash is actually a mirror of that as well. So a lot of them functions there we can put onto the screen. Like the GPS,
Yeah.
we can put your auto steer on the screen. So let's say in this tractor now you're running an iceable soar. So you want your soar on that screen, you can leave your guidance running on here. You wouldn't really be interfering with your guidance too much once you get it set up, but everyone wants to keep an eye on it. So you can set the dash there, so bring it across there. So there's your GPS map on your dash.
All right.
Yeah. You still get your temperature and fuel and speed and engine revs is still on the dash as well.
Yeah, but again, it's probably something that the tractor manufacturers have kind of moved to this.
Yeah, well this is it.
Taken away from the.
Well, you just want to glance at, because you want your view.
You want your view,
yeah.
There's too much going on here sometimes. Even
there can be, yeah.
Not going on.
There can be. Like we've an option there for a third screen as well, which drops out of the roof. It'll go here where this panel is here.
Okay.
We haven't sold too many with having the ability to put the GPS on the dash here.
It's a good job.
It's probably done away a lot of the need for that screen there,
This is a very important piece of equipment here in the corner.
The fridge, important. Fridge and the radio, most important part of any tractor, I think.
And all the beers are in there.
That's the beers in there. It's German beer in there.
Yeah, very, very handy.
Yeah.
So it's just a cooler box.
Cooler box. It
And
can
the
be
heat
box as well. Yeah. For the long days digging the spuds.
John Beard loved that. He'd have all the dinners in there, so keeping us all going.
Yeah. So there's your rear linkage here. Step control, rocker switch, front linkage, rocker switch, step control, 4 spool valves here. Again, so we can, let's say you plug in the machine at the back and the spools aren't set up how you want it. You can go into the screen here, we can change it all. Like this is showing you now red spool, green spool. We can go in and change it, and that will actually change the colour of the lights. So that'll be the yellow spool or blue spool then. So if you swipe the page, you have 3 pages there.
Yeah.
So that's your main page. If you want any settings, you just tap it. And you go into just give that a tap. There's all your hitch functions. So you've max lift height, speed of lift, speed of drop, draft, and it's just a case of you just drag it. That's it. Then you hit return on the bottom to get over it. We've also got double acting rear linkage, which will be kind of a Fendt thing. So if you're switching wheels, which it would be a lot in the spud job, put a weight block on the back, and we can jack the tractor with the rear linkage. Handy job, safer job.
Yeah, safer,
yeah. You have an option there for 6 cameras in total. So we have 4 plugs up in the top corner there. So you can run whatever cameras you want through there. We have 2 analog and 2 digital plugs. So like what you can do on the harvesters, if you wanted 2 cameras looking at, let's say 1 in the bin and 1 behind the saw, you can set a timer that toggles between the 2 of them.
One in the morning.
Auto reverse. So if you had the rear camera or a camera on the back of a trailer, as soon as you go into reverse, it blows the camera up on the full screen like that.
Oh, right.
The biggest thing you're probably missing on the button that you won't see is the 4-wheel drive.
Where's that?
There is no 4-wheel drive button in these new series. It's the new transmission we call a Vario drive. So the transmission can actually drive the back axle and the front axle independently of each other. So if you're in a sticky situation, it can send all the power to the front, or it can send it all to the back. But it's when you're on field work, it's an early permanent 4-wheel drive. Diff lock is obviously still there, but it's constantly changing what it's doing. It's been around since 2016 in the tractors. It's worked very well, and the bigger ones. So this is the first time we've had this horsepower. So if you're coming out on a semi-mounted plough or a trail drill, you're coming out in the headland, you're turning full lock, she'll actually send a bit more power to the front axle to pull you around, so you're getting a tighter turning circle.
Right.
So we'll turn as tight as a tractor on 2-wheel drive, but we're on 4-wheel drive, because she's just sending a bit more power to the front, and you get no scrubbing in the yard, or if you're 4-wheel drive in the yard, there's no scrubbing on the tyres or anything. That's one of the latest developments in the transmission side of it.
Right, okay. And then we just have 1 brake, is that it?
65k tractors, 1 brake.
1 brake.
Safety, yeah. don't want to be hitting the left brake or the right brake at that
Absolutely
speed.
not. No.
It'd be game over.
You'd be in the field somehow.
You would. You'd be lucky if you're in the field, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a good job, a good safety feature to have on any tractor. Obviously the split brakes are handy, but just...
But to be fair, with the turning circle in this will turn as tight as our 4-cylinder tractor. It's an impressive... You'll see when we go for a drive there, the turning circle in this won't be matched by any tractor in this horsepower segment or even below it. It is an impressive.
It's physically not a very big tractor for 280 horsepower.
No, it's very compact. Yeah, it's very compact. Like we were saying earlier, we're always high horsepower in a small frame.
Yeah.
And for PTO work, that's what lads are generally after. And then if you're going pulling the big 7-furrow plough or subsoiler, we can put the weight on it to get the traction.
Yeah.
It's easy to add weight. Can't take it away if it's there.
No.
So you can't.
Okay, I think it's time I went for a spin on this.
I think so. Yeah.
How we get on.
Yeah. So forward reverse, you go forward reverse in this controller here. It's all set for pedal mode there now.
Oh, there we go.
See what I mean about the turning circle on it?
That's fantastic. Oh my God, look at that. That's like a two-wheel drive tractor.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. No, it's impressive. It's very impressive.
And have you we'll say on the steering mode, is it light and can you have it?
Most comments from lads that aren't used to the Fendt to get into them, they said the steering's very light in them.
Yeah.
And it's also
have a quick steer option.
I have a quick steer option as well. Yeah. So that's obviously in there with your auto steer. Only works to 25k for obvious reasons. But you've also got it's reactive steering. It kind of feeds back. So if you're on the road and you let go of the steering, it brings itself back to nearly centre.
So you're in pedal mode there.
Pedal mode there. That's
put the foot down. Is that it?
Put the foot down. Not to 66, 60k now.
There's 60k, 65, 66k. Yeah, wouldn't be long going home with this thing.
No. She's fine, and it's comfortable. But does it feel like you're doing 65k?
No, definitely not.
So then we've got dual circuit braking as well. It brakes are sharp. It's something that's similar to the truck industry,
right.
And it is actually air actuated brakes on the tractor. Like you hear a lot of tractors with air brakes, but they're obviously trailer air brakes.
Yeah.
But the tractor brakes would be hydraulically actuated. These are actually air actuated.
Right.
Brakes are very sharp, but you need it at 65k.
Absolutely. You wouldn't have time to look out with the cattle here, right, with this thing.
No.
Yeah. You'd be out with them.
You would. You'd be in across. Like we're doing 50k there, 1300 revs.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see the engine speed is way down.
I think it's the fact that you can't hear revving.
Yeah. And the engine speed, it shows lads when they're in the field, they don't think they're revving it high enough when they're working it. PTO work, it's not too bad because you can show them the PTO speed is there at 1,000, you are getting 1,000. But if you were ploughing or grubbing, like she'd be at 1250, 1300 revs.
Do you think you should be working hard on
and
that?
lads are saying it's not revving up enough, but it doesn't need to. You're getting your power, like.
Fuel efficiency.
That's where all our fuel efficiency is coming from,
yeah.
One other thing I'd like to mention actually before the video ends is that we are TB free. Yeah, so Jack got the cattle all passed and we're all TB free, so that's a relief that everyone wanted. I didn't get out the video because I'm walking around here like a Power Rangers. So that's all from the Fendt. I hope you all enjoyed it. There's a few features on it now I wouldn't have known because we're used to driving John Deere's and Case tractors, but yeah, very interesting, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and yeah, from everyone here at Finnegan's Farm, see you all next week. Good luck.